What's up guys, what's going on? Welcome to another video. So in today's video we're going to cover a full guide on meditation. So basically meditation, I covered in a previous video recently what is meditation. So now we're actually going to take a look at how to actually perform meditation. So meditation is going to be different for everyone, guys. It really depends what you want to achieve. That kind of dictates what you will do during the meditation, but I'm going to go over what it is that I do to achieve what goals that I want to achieve, which is just in general just becoming a better version of myself. We're going to cover just really quickly again, what is meditation, how to do it, and does it actually work? So let's dive into these three categories. So what is meditation? So meditation basically, guys, is a time to focus your mind. Now what you want to do during this time is you want to eliminate the thoughts that you don't want to think about, and you want to think about the things that you want to think about. This is a time, guys, for you to eliminate the stresses of life and to become more focused, to develop a flow state, and to just be creative and be present within the moment. So in my previous video, I kind of covered the fact that there's two large categories that you can divide meditation into, and that is one, disconnecting, number two, visualization. So the first part, disconnecting, is really just developing that flow state and removing all of the stress from your day out of your mind. You want to start and create a clean state mentally, and then after that, you want to create. So you're able to create once you disconnect and become in that flow state, and then with your visualization you can actually create the life that you want to create, and you can prep yourself mentally. And also when you think thoughts, guys, your body is going to react to the thoughts that you're having, because whether it's a real or fake scenario in your head, your brain doesn't know the difference. It just releases a bunch of chemicals and causes your body to react in a way that that event, whether real or fake, is actually happening to you. So that's why you don't want to create stressful scenarios in your head and relive negative situations and create false scenarios, because your body will react in the same kind of way that it would react as if that thing actually happened to you for real. So with that said, guys, you're going to create that clean slate, and then you're going to actually create the life that you want. Get yourself prepped in anticipation of actually receiving that life, and your body will be able to receive it, and your mind will be able to receive that life more easily because you're more ready for it. So in short, this is basically a time to activate, or to basically get into your subconscious mind and actually perform things, which your subconscious mind is your habits. So you want to develop habitual ways of thinking and acting that are actually beneficial to you in your life. And a big part of this, guys, is being self-aware. So without being self-aware, you can't know that you need to change something, and you don't know that you need to build something. So self-awareness is becoming aware that you need to get rid of something, and then being self-aware enough to know that, hey, I need to produce something more positive. It's not just about getting rid of the negative, but you also need to replace it with something positive. So if it's not something that's going to benefit you, you're not going to think about it. And if it's not something that is going to benefit, if it's something that is going to benefit you and the life that you want to live and benefit others and build your relationships with others, then it is something that you want to think about. With that said, this isn't a selfish thing, guys, because a part of meditation is focusing on building your relationships. So if you use meditation to become aware of areas in your life that you need to improve in your relationships and the methods that you would do to improve those relationships, and then you can actually visualize yourself in that moment, being that person, having that positive interaction with that person, instead of thinking of that negative interaction like we frequently do when we think of interacting with somebody that we don't like. Instead of thinking of something negative, we can think of a positive interaction with that person and set ourselves up in anticipation for a positive result. It's a really amazing thing when you can help yourself, and then you develop yourself so greatly that you can also extend yourself and help others, because we really long to connect with each other, guys, and we really long to share information that helped us to also help other people. And if your brain is a supercomputer, meditation is basically a way of activating that supercomputer and allowing that the programs that you want to run in that supercomputer. So it's activating, getting access to that supercomputer, which is your brain. And to do that and to cause the programs to run that you want to run, you need to actually get into your subconscious mind. All right, so how do you actually even go about doing this thing, guys? How do you meditate? So the first thing that you want to do is set up your environment in such a way that you won't be disturbed. So you want to be in a place where you're not going to be interrupted. You want to be in a place where you're not too pressed for time. You also want to, guys, you have so many stimuli so many receptors that receive stimuli from the environment in your eyes. So you want to be in a place where you can close your eyes and hopefully like a darker room so there's not a ton of light shining into your eyes. Because again, you want to remove all of the stimulation and just focus in on what you want to focus in on. So take care of your hunger, your thirst, all those kinds of things. Put your phone on silent or put it on do not disturb and silent, and put it even in a different room so that you're not bothered by it. And yeah, just the whole idea is just to basically not be interrupted during the session. Then basically, guys, what you're going to want to do, I recommend sitting up nice and straight. It's good for your posture so you don't throw out your back. And also you can cross your legs like Indian style, like how the monks typically do, is probably what you're imagining when you think of meditation. So you can do that. Just get into a comfortable position, be in comfortable clothes. Just set up your environment for success to basically not be bothered by anything else and to be able to fully focus on what you want to focus on. So with that out of the way, how you start is basically what you want to do with your eyes closed, guys, is you want to focus on eliminating any thoughts in your head. So what you're going to try to do is get to the point where you're in a flow state where you're not thinking of anything. Now, when you're trying to do this, you're going to realize that thoughts enter your head randomly. Now, this is 100% normal, but the more that you meditate and become more focused and are able to clear out your mind more, the less that this will occur. But even throughout your day, and even in this moment, guys, you will always have thoughts that enter your head that you cannot control. But what you can control is continuing to think about those thoughts. So you don't want to continue thinking about them. You're eventually going to get into such a flow state where you're just going to feel like your body is just kind of sitting there in space. It's just occupying space. And if you were to open up your eyes, hopefully in a darker room so you don't get a ton of stimuli pushed at you at once, and making you exit that flow state, you're going to feel like you're basically just observing life. You're just not thinking about anything. You're aware of your surroundings. You're aware of your body. You can see your legs and stuff like that. And you can see your arms just kind of occupying space. But you're not actually letting thoughts enter your head, and you're not actually analyzing anything. That means that you're in the flow state. Once you get into that state, guys, now you want to start creating. So what you want to do is spend a little bit of time first thinking about the old version of you, which is really the current you. So think of all of the things that you want to change about yourself and observe you being that person with those old habits. So if you're trying to change, let's say like you want to become more confident, then confidence is the thing that you want to work on. So you're imagining yourself right now probably not as confident as you want to be, and observing yourself in that state and what it feels like to be not confident, what it feels like to be anxious, what it feels like to be whatever you are right now. Once that's done, now you want to think of the improved you. So now the very confident you. So the ideal version of whatever you want to work on, you want to picture yourself as that person. You want to picture yourself being that person, what it looks like if you were to observe, hypothetically, if you were sitting there observing you being that person, what would that person look like? How would they look like in terms of their body language? How would they speak? How would they act? How would they live? What would it feel like to be that person? So wrapping up this whole visualization part is that you want to see and believe that that person can be you and see what it's like, but you also want to feel what it would feel like to be that person. Or if you're trying to work towards a goal and you want to achieve, say, building up your business and becoming like wealthy, then you want to imagine and feel what it's like to be wealthy. Now, you may not know the exact feeling because you don't have that exact thing yet, but if you were longing for something for a long period of time and then you eventually got it and you got it to your fullest extent, then you would for sure be overjoyed. You would be super, super excited. Like they're all these cascade of positive emotions that you would feel. And so that is what you want to feel within you. You want to feel that you already are in possession of that thing that you want, because thoughts are a function of the brain and feelings are an emotion. Feelings and emotions are a function of the body. So you need the brain and the body to be in sync. They need to be in one. Otherwise, if they're not, then there's going to be a corruption of the signals. There's going to be a corruption of your identity. And if you don't feel like you're that person, but you're thinking you're like that person, it's not going to add up and you're not going to become that person, because there's a lot of emotion and feelings because you live within your body. So there's a lot of emotions that will occur once you start achieving this thing. And if you don't feel it and you don't believe that you can feel and be that person, then you're not going to achieve it. And when it comes your way and you start achieving it, you're going to procrastinate, you're going to push it off because you don't believe that you can actually feel and be in that state of receiving that thing that you're looking for. So clean slate, and then visualize the person that you want to be, and then feel what it's like to be that person. Or again, whatever you're working towards, whether it's feeling to be a different way or accomplishing something, feeling whatever it is that you're going after, like you have it within your possession. And the last thing I really want to cover, guys, is does this even work? And honestly, guys, you kind of have to look at advice in the context of, does it make common sense? Is this something that's going to be life-threatening to me? And if it's not something that's going to be life-threatening to you, and your life is in a state where you don't like the way that it is, which is okay, but what's not okay is not doing something about it to change your life and continuing to do the same things over and over and complaining that your life is still the same way. So what you want to do, guys, is realize that doing something over and over the same way and expecting a different result is the definition of insanity. Literally. But don't confuse that with the fact that once you start doing good habits, it takes time for these habits to compound and actually produce change within your life. So you can't just start a good habit, not see any change right away, and then just quit it because you're saying, hey, it's not working, because it does take time for these habits to compound. So guys, if this made sense to you, common sense, and it's not life-threatening and it kind of makes sense that it would work, then all it comes down to is just giving it a try and being consistent. What you want to do is you want to start off by meditating like 5 to 10 minutes a day and try to aim for every day. If you can't, do it for several times a week, but try to be as consistent as possible. Then eventually you can get up to 10, 20, 30-minute meditation sessions if you feel that that's necessary. However, not every day can you meditate for 20 to 30 minutes. So if you can meditate for that long on certain days, then by all means go for it. But then if you can only meditate for 5 to 10 minutes on another day, that say the next day after a 30-minute meditation, then just stick to the 5 to 10 minutes. But just try to show up each and every day. Try to be as consistent as possible. And then guys, over time, just like a snowball starting at the top of the hill, by the time it reaches the end of the hill, it's a force that cannot be reckoned with. Or it's a force to be reckoned with, I guess I should say. You can't mess with it, basically. It's going to trample whatever it's in its way. And that is the power of compound interest, basically, in the effect of your habits. And you guys know how compound interest works with the bank, right? At the beginning, it doesn't seem like it's doing anything, but then eventually it does catch up and it does have quite a big effect. Same thing occurs here. So give it a try, guys. And just keep in mind, I forgot to add, but how to do it is you want to do it in the morning or in the nighttime, because these are the best times to activate or to get into, to access, I guess I should say, to access your subconscious mind, because you don't have the stressors of the day during the day, and also the stress of being interrupted during the day, especially if you have kids running around the house, and say if you're at work, you can't really take a break to meditate, and then you've got so many thoughts on your head, it's kind of hard to disconnect. It's easier to do it, like I said, in the morning or at night before you go to bed. Personally, I do it before I go to bed. I find that it also relaxes me to get ready to go to bed and keeps me nice and calm, and therefore I can get more sleepy and then fall asleep better. And this kind of improves my sleep and then improves the rest of my day the next day. So it has a lot of compounding effects as well. And so yeah, guys, if you want, give it a try. Let me know how it goes. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Leave a like, subscribe. Let me know your journey as well, what you're trying to change. And again, update me on how it's going, if it's working or if it's not, or if you found a different way to meditate that you find better than the ways that I recommended. Anyways, guys, this is my full guide to meditation. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Peace. Actually, one last thing. So about the flow state, guys, if this is actually beneficial, have you ever been so focused that no thought can enter your head to distract you? Where nothing going around you enters your mind. You're not analyzing anything. You're just fully focused on the task in front of you. Didn't you feel not stressed? Didn't you feel like joyful, like amazing to be in such a good state of focus? Well, guys, that is the flow state. And if you could use meditation to become better at accessing that flow state and staying in it longer and getting into it whenever you choose to, would you not want that in your life? Now that sounds beneficial to me. So that is the goal here. So just leaving that last bit with you guys.